Welcome to the midterm review for Nutrition HO15. We're going to start with the definition of healthy, and as I've been saying this semester, we want to think of whole vegetables and fruits, whole grains, good fats, moderate calorie intake, physical activity, limited processed fats and processed meats, limited refined grains, limited alcohol intake, and avoiding tobacco and food additives. Now, why do we want to be healthy? Well, it's to avoid chronic disease. Remember, chronic diseases are really slowly developing. They take a really long time, and they lack a quick cure. The leading causes of death in the United States related to nutrition include heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and stroke. These are very much impacted by diet and lifestyle, and these are the chronic diseases that you need to know or that we're normally referring to. So essential nutrients, they are nutrients that are needed by the body. They're necessary for health and survival. They can't be made by the body, or at least can't be made in sufficient amounts, and they must be obtained from food. So what are the 6 that you need to know? Well, there are only 6 of the essential nutrients, but they're water, carbohydrates, fat, protein, vitamins, and minerals. Now, 3 of these are our macronutrients: carbohydrates, fat, and protein. These are vitamins and minerals are the micronutrients. Organic means containing carbon, and so all of our macronutrients yield energy, and carbohydrates, fat, and protein all contain carbon. Vitamins also contains carbon, does not yield energy, but that does make it organic. Remember that water is hydrogen and oxygen. It does not contain carbon, and minerals are basic elements, therefore they can't contain anything. So our energy-yielding nutrients: carbohydrates will give 4 calories per gram, fat almost over double that, 9 calories per gram, and protein 4 calories per gram. So fat is going to give us the most energy per gram of food, so it's the most energy dense. In this example on the right, you can see how carbohydrate, fat, and protein all break down into these 2 carbon segments to yield energy. And this just shows you, and this is my muffin example. Remember, I don't recommend eating refined carbohydrates. It shows you how each of the 3 energy-yielding nutrients can actually break down into, can provide the calories in this muffin. So what are the 5 characteristics of a healthy diet? How do you recognize a healthy diet? Well, there's starting with adequacy. This means getting enough, and it's not necessarily getting enough food, it's getting enough of our nutrients and calories. So that's macronutrients and micronutrients. That food really should come in kind of a balanced diet, so proportionality. We don't want too much of one thing and not enough of another, and that overlaps with variety, because if you're getting a wide selection of foods in your diet, you're more apt to get an adequate amount of nutrients. Moderation and balance are also quite similar. You don't want anything in excess. And then calorie control is not only about moderation, not too many calories, but also not too few calories. In our research designs, all of these research designs are important for different reasons. Case studies are generally involving one person or maybe a few people. They're generally observations that are made, and then it's further studied. It may be further studied in a laboratory experiment, which generally involves animals. I mean, in some cases, you can bring humans into a lab, but in general, when we talk about a laboratory study, we're talking about animals, generally looking for a mechanism of action or trying to determine the cause. Because many of our studies really look at associations, particularly epidemiologic studies, look at correlations or associations in populations. For example, we look at a big group of people that live in a certain area, for example, the Mediterranean, and someone notes, well, they actually don't really have a high incidence of heart disease, and wow, look, they eat a lot of olive oil. Well, does olive oil decrease heart disease? Well, we can't say that. It's an epidemiologic study. It's finding an association or correlation. Now go into the lab and maybe take that olive oil and give it to mice or rats and see if that protects them from heart disease. And then finally, the most expensive, but the best trials are interventional trials where we're actually intervening. And when you intervene, it's best to do it with two groups. So one group might have a placebo or has a control group, whereas another group gets the intervention. The intervention could be olive oil, and we'll just take that example. And if we took a group of people who are all at risk of heart disease and we gave one group olive oil and the other group we didn't give them any oil, or we gave an oil to mimic olive oil, they would have the placebo. And then studied them over 10 years and then look for incidence of heart disease. That would be, and then neither the investigator nor the participant knew if they were getting the olive oil or not. That would be a double-blinded interventional trial, and it really can establish causative factors, and that's why this is our gold standard, the randomized, double-blinded, placebo-controlled interventional trial. Remember, randomly means we randomly select our participants. Now, why is that important? If you don't randomly select your participants, then in that last example I gave, if you loaded up everyone in the placebo group who was over 75 and smoked and didn't exercise, and then everybody in the olive oil group was the opposite. They exercised, they didn't smoke, they didn't have family history. Well, we'd really be biasing the study. We've got to randomize or control as many factors as possible. So this, I'm going to ask you a question. Feel free to stop the video if you'd like. Over a 12-month period, a 55-year-old female has changed her diet to add more omega-3 fatty acids. A lipid panel is taken before and after to evaluate the impact on her blood lipids. What type of study is this? Well, this is a case study, so we're really looking at one individual, making an observation about that individual. 200,000 individuals have their LDL, HDL, and cholesterol measured at baseline, and again at 10 years. Diets were evaluated with the food frequency questionnaire, and the number of heart attacks was a primary endpoint. At 10 years, correlations were made between diet, cholesterol, and heart attacks. What type of study is this? Now, it sounds confusing. You read all this and you get lost, but really we're looking at a population. We're making correlations, not establishing any sort of cause. This is an epidemiologic study. Looking at nutrient density, something that has more nutrients and fewer of the things we don't like and more calories is going to be less nutrient dense than something we do like. Sorry, you could like both of them. Actually, you might like the one that's less nutrient dense better, actually. So let me rephrase that. The one that has fewer calories, more micronutrients, less fat, saturated fat, or processed fats, trans fats, then that's the less nutrient dense food. And again, I don't recommend eating muffins because that's a refined carbohydrate. It doesn't matter that it's more nutrient dense, but this just gives an example of the difference with the nutrient density.